Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bilco number RPSW18LSS. What this is a heavy-duty, it's called a heavy-duty automatic hold-open arm with red vinyl grip is what this is. So this part in this video is going to tell you what I know about it. It's also going to show you the dimensional properties. The overall length of this item is about 20 3/8. Center to center is where I can't really say where the 18-inch comes into play. Okay, I don't know if they're measuring just the inside length of the arm, but the 1/8 in the part number is a reference to the size. A 1/4 is the same thing, just a bit smaller. By the way, it weighs about 2.9 pounds. Overall height of the arm, about 1.5 inches. Thickness is about 5/16. As the title implies, there's going to be a red vinyl grip. That just literally pushes over that. You're going to have then just simply your fasteners to install this. I do not know why there are 2 hex cap screws included. I don't know why. I would expect there to be one, a couple of fender washers, and then a couple of nuts, except that they've sent enough. Oh, so sorry. Now I have figured it out. There's also a guide arm on this order. Let's move on. 1 bolt, 1 hex cap screw, 2 nuts, and then of course the fender washers is what it's going to be. Okay. Now, what is this used for? Now that we have the fastener sorted out, let's talk about that. Allow me to tell you what I know about this. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, on this project, a client asked me to quote the following replacement parts for a Bilco TER-5 42x42. The slam lock with the removable cover, a wrench, the automatic hold-open arm with the red vinyl grip, lifting mechanisms, reinforced tubes, and a guide arm. So I asked the client if he had a serial number, and he said that he did not. I asked the manufacturer if they could provide me, from a TER-5, what are the parts that are needed for that, the hardware. They asked me if I have a serial number. I said I don't. They asked me if I had any photographs. The client then provided photographs, which I'll show you. And the client did indeed send me that photograph. And it turned out that the client wanted to make their own 48x48 door. Who knows why? The 42x42 they ordered might have been the wrong size, and they didn't have time to wait for a factory order, but they may have recognized they would need different hardware, I suppose. Oh, okay. So as I'm reading, I didn't recall this email. It said that the client is telling me he's looking to build their own 48x48, since Bilco could not get the material and would not build it. The hardware would be the same as the 42x42 in the photo they sent. I can see if they have. Okay, so the client's talking about his client. He's saying the hardware that I want is the same as the one that's in this photograph that his client sent him. Which it probably wouldn't be the same hardware. It could be, but it's probably not, or at least assume that it's not. I let the client know that the manufacturer doesn't really engage in just, here's some parts. their parts that they sell are directly related to the units that they build, and they will sell us replacement parts for those direct units. That's why they want to tie a request for parts to a unit. They don't engage in, here's the engineering on one you're going to make yourself, here's what you should use. That is absolutely not what they do, nor do we at all. So the purpose of this, and furthermore, they do not maintain a published bill of materials. It says TER5 will use these parts. They'll answer that question, and they did in this case. So I provided them the photographs that my client provided, and they ended up sending more photographs. They have a photograph of a new unit that they didn't send the photograph for that serial number, and then they sent two photographs of a serial number and then an installed unit. What it could be is that they ordered the wrong replacement unit altogether. It's hard to say what happened. Actually, what it might have been is the client sent me a photograph of the unit that they had in their shop, saying it's the same thing that's out in the field. And then they sent these two photographs of the unit in the field. I'll show them to you again when we get to the screen view. I supplied those photographs to the factory, and then they provided me the list of all of the hardware that goes on that. The point of the matter is, for a TER5, the RPSW18LSS is the right hold open arm. So when you're facing the unit and you lift it in front of you, the left is on the left. If you need it, if for some reason this hold open arm was on the right side, it would be an RPSW18RSS. Those do exist. The same list of material. I've got the guide arm that's there. I've got the lifting mechanism that's there, and then the latch, lock, and wrench and plug assembly I don't have on my desk. We can supply you with that material. So I've provided you the dimensional properties of this. I've given you an idea of which unit this would come out of. And the purpose of this video is to help you visually determine, is this what matches your existing completely? And if it does, then I would feel comfortable that you've got the right item. If it doesn't, in any case or in any possible way, what I've measured here and discussed here doesn't match what you have, then we go through the process, get photographs, get a serial number, contact the factory, have them tell us the right material. Everything that they do is manufactured, designed, and engineered to all work together. Okay, every roof hatch they have, every model of floor door, every single vault door that they make, sidewalk door, whatever it is, has a bill of materials. None of them are most of them are not the same at all. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you're getting the right replacement hardware for the unit without exception. Okay, so let's switch now to the screen view and let's take a closer look at all of this material that I've been talking about. Let's do so now. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. Okay, so let's look at some photographs that we first have posted here. Just random photos. This is all stainless steel. This is clearly being used on a non-ferrous installation. I literally wrote the part number on there for identification in the shop. I realize that I'm going to retake this photograph with only the proper quantity of fasteners. Then we also have a couple of additional ones showing the welding on the back side of that. And we'll reshoot that photograph because we've got too many fasteners there. Then let's take a look at the images the client provided. Here's the original one that the factory wanted more information. The serial number would actually be right here. That shows the lock assembly, the lifting mechanisms that are here. The hold open arm would be in this area here. The guide arm would be down in this area here. The lifting mechanisms the client is calling attention to here. and then the serial number that was there. Okay. Now, when you're seeing this video, there's going to be a link below this video as seen here to the manufacturer's page, where you can pull up not only all of the Bilco products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you've made it this far into this video, you must be determined to see it through to the end, and we appreciate your hanging in there with us and watching this entire video. It means a lot. It takes a lot of work to create these videos in the sense that, you know, it's time taken away from doing other things. However, the advantage for me personally of creating these videos is the fact that it does allow myself to either learn about something new, to reacquaint myself with something, or to reinforce what I believe that I already know. Any comments that you might leave down below would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. It is admittedly not always easy, simple, and straightforward to get the parts that you need to rebuild your floor door, vault door, roof hatch, smoke, you know, panels up in the ceiling, roof of a building. But we're always able to ultimately get the answer. Sometimes it just takes a lot more work, whether it be just having a serial number straightforward or pictures, because not every unit Bilco made had serial numbers. There was a time when they weren't using serial numbers. And there are times when, you know, we send them those photos and they identify it and they can correlate that to what would be used on it. So they're always helpful, even though sometimes it just takes time and we have to be patient for them to get the answer back to us. And we appreciate the work that they put into it. I am quite sure that Bilco would rather just make roof hatches and floor vaults and not deal with parts. It's just, and not every roof hatch manufacturer will deal with parts. There's one outfit in particular who's patently awful. They don't want to sell parts at all. They only want to do complete units. That's not a winning approach to take, because that behavior got that roof hatch manufacturer written out of the spec for the world's, probably the world's largest bricks and mortar retailer, a store that we have all been in, and you see their trucks on the highway all the time. They refuse to sell lifting mechanisms, so they wrote them out of the specification. Bilco does a good job in the sense that you've got a significant investment in a unit. You've spent thousands of dollars to get it installed. Yeah, we're going to help you get that $200 part to keep it operating. And I think they may recognize that they need to be able to help with replacement parts, because these are roof hatches or ship's ladder access doors, 10, 20, 500 feet up in the air. Dangerous situations. That unit, those units must always be in the proper operating status as they were when they were originally constructed. And if that's the way they approach it, then I applaud them for that, because not every manufacturer does. Some are better than the others. One is awful, and you've got the whole spectrum. Anyway, so work with us in the sense of send us your information. We'll run it down, and you'll be able to get your material back to operating condition. Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. Thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.